Hello and welcome back, dear children. It's my immense pleasure to welcome you all in this video. Bible says the horse is made ready for the day of battle, but the victory belongs to the Lord. Proverbs 21:31. Yes, my dear students, even though the horse is made ready for the day of the battle, it is God who gives them victory. Moreover, despite their weakness, these battles are won when people obey God. So, dear students, when you are preparing for the exam, look to God. He the one who answers your prayers and give you good marks. So, students, before going to the class, I would like to ask you all some questions. So the first question is, do you all love animals? Yes, of course, we all love animals, right? Yes. So your second question is, can you tell me some of your favorite animals? Yes. Here are some animals: horse, goat, cat and dog. Yes. Now let's see horse. Horse are beautiful creature to look, and thousands of people enjoy riding them. Yes, there is also an interesting fact about horse. Horse can sleep standing. Horse is one of the powerful and the most helpful domestic animal. Horse can run very fast. Next, you can see goat. A goat is a domestic and a very useful animal. We get milk from the goat, which is very useful and nutritious. Goat skin is used to make leather, and horns are used to make buttons. Yes, now you may think why I am talking about the horse and the goat. By this, can you guess what the title of the prose will be? Yes, you're exactly right. So, the title of our next prose is A Horse and Two Goats. I repeat, a horse and two goats. This was written by an author, R.K. Narayan. I repeat, the name of the author is R.K. Narayan. Yes, now let's see about the author. R.K. Narayan. R.K. Narayan was an Indian writer who is best remembered for his stories set in the fictional South Indian town of Malgudi. Narayan's style is simple, easy and unpretentious. His short stories explores with humor and compassion the everyday lives of ordinary people. Now, let's see about the protagonist. The main character in the story, A Horse and Two Goats by R.K. Narayan, is Muni. Muni is the character who receives the most narrative action, meaning most of the narrative is centered on Muni and his actions. In most narratives, the narrative events tend to center around the main character or protagonist. Okay, children, now let's see the story of A Horse and Two Goats. A Horse and Two Goats is a story of a comical and faithful meaning between two men, neither of who speaks each other's language. Muni and his wife lived in a poverty in a remote village in India called Kritam. In these prosperous days, before he had about 40 sheep and goats. Now, in his old age, Muni had just 2 goats. His usual daily routine is to take care of the goat. Muni never thinks about the statue which he has born. It had been there since before he was born, and it just been a part of landscape. On this particular morning, Muni goes outside and shakes 6 bean-like fruit called drumstick from the branches of the drumstick tree in his yard. Usually, his wife would boil some drumstick leaf with a bit of salt in a mud pot over their domestic fire. On another morning, she would cook some millet for him, but today, Muni caves drumstick in sauce. Their store of food is empty. However, so his wife sends him to the shop to get the item she needs to make the sauce. Muni can sometimes con the shopkeeper into giving him few items on credit. This time, however, Muni charm fails him. All he gains for the trouble in public humiliation. The shopkeeper pulls out a ledger and reads the list of unpaid items already charged to Muni's account. To pay off his debit to the shop, Muni would have to come up with 5 rupees and a quarter. Now Muni returns home empty-handed. His frightened wife sent him away with the goat and warning him not to come back before dark. He knows from experience that if he will do just as she says, she will calm down and find some way to scrap together for a dinner for him. Muni is sitting on the pedestal of the statue, letting his goat and watching the highway. When a van runs out of a gas right in front of him, the driver of the van is an American man on Holy Indian. Now here in this picture you can see a man. He is sitting there and he is looking at the man talking each other. Yes, he assumed that Muni there to sell the horse and begins to buy that. The American speak only English and Muni speaks only Tamil. The 2 men have a comical conversation which neither understand other. Muni in the middle of the story telling about American finally. I really wonder what you are saying because your answer is crucial. We have come to the point when we would be ready to talk about business. When the American starts waving money around and petting Muni's goat. Muni's dream has come true. Finally, he thinks someone will buy the goat. While the American waits, he has to come back to help load the statue with the van. Some other man from the highway stopped him. The American drives away. Meanwhile, Muni returns home to his worried wife, who is praying for a miracle and surprise. He surprised her with 100 rupees. No sooner does he explain that he had sold the goat when they stand greeting at the door, instead of being relieved and joyful at the money that has come into hand. Muni is left confused and his wife is left terrified that his husband will be punished at the thief. So you can see here in this picture, the thief is standing here and he is taking care of all those domestic. Yes, I hope you would have understood the lesson, and here is a follow work for you. Draw a mind map regarding this story.
Let us start with a summarization of the prose, a horse and the two goats. Okay, and this is the story is all about. Okay, a person named Muni. Okay, he's the main character in this prose. Okay, he is a villager. Okay, he speaks only Tamil and he does not know any other language. Okay, and there's another person, he's a foreigner. He's a wealthy English speaking businessman from New York. Okay, they are engaged in a conversation in which neither can understand the other language. Okay, the Englishman cannot understand the Tamilman and the Tamilman cannot understand the Englishman, and there's a cultural clash. Okay, and this is what Narayanan explores. There's a conflict between the rich and poor and the Indian and Western culture, and these are the main themes in this prose. Okay, Kritam. Okay, Kritam in the tiniest village of all the villages in India. Okay, it had only one concrete house with coverings of gods. The rest of the houses were made of bamboo, thatches, mud, straw, etc. It is more like a hut. Okay, only one building consists of concrete and carvings of gods, etc. Okay, there was a poor man named Muni lived in this village who was once prosperous. Okay, even in the past years he was a very rich man. Okay, now his only possession were the two goats. Okay, one day Muni desired to eat drumstick curry. Okay, so his wife asked him to bring some ingredients from the local vendor. Okay, because he desired to eat drumstick curry, they are in need of some ingredients. So his wife asked him and requested him to go to the local vendor and buy these ingredients. So Muni goes to the local vendor and he asked for the ingredients. But the shopman humiliated him for not paying the debts. Okay, he is already in debts. So the shopman said that he cannot give the ingredients. So the shopkeeper humiliated him and sent him away. Okay, and this is what the shopman did to the Muni. Okay, so he went in empty handed. So he came back home empty handed, and his wife too sent him away, saying that she had no food to give him. Okay, even in this situation, okay, in this calamity, he is in confusion. Okay, he cannot eat because there's no money, because they are poor. Okay, can you able to understand? So he went outskirts of the village and sat on the pedestal of the statues of a horse. Okay, so he with a sad with a depression, he went out and sat with a in a pedestal horse, that is a statue. Okay, and he was sitting there in that pedestal statue. Okay, and was guarding his two goats. Okay, so one day he sat there and he was sitting there and noticed vehicle passing by, and noticed a yellow vehicle stopped. Okay, before him. A foreigner got down and approached Muni, but Muni was afraid of that man. Okay, the only English word Muni knew was yes or no. Okay, he started to speak to the foreigner in Tamil. Okay, because he only knows Tamil. Okay, but the foreigner speaks in English. Okay, he's speaking in English, so he's asking, and Muni is introducing himself, and the foreigner is introducing himself to Muni. Okay, these are the conversation. Okay, and the foreigner is asking, where is the gas station? Okay, there's some problem in his car, in his vehicle. He's asking Muni, where is the gas station? But Muni couldn't understand the language. So Muni, whatever question that the foreigner asks him, he speaks in the opposite manner. He tells him in a different manner. Okay, when he talks about the car, he talks about the horse. Okay, and when he talks about the horse, he talks about the goat. So he's in confusion. He cannot understand the language of the foreigner. Okay, that is the main conflict in this. Okay, there's a cultural clash. Okay, both the other cannot understand each other's language. Okay, so when the foreigner is asking him where is the gas station, he's telling talking about the statue. Okay, however, Muni thought that the man had come to arrest him because he was dressed in a police uniform. He was afraid that he has come to arrest him. But Muni says one day or the other, the who has murdered, there's a case that has happened recently in the village, and he tells them whoever has murdered, they will not be escaped, they will be caught one day. And this what Muni is explaining to the foreigner, and foreigner cannot understand what Muni is telling. Okay, what Muni is trying to explain to him. So he was really confused. Both of them are really confused. Okay, they are keeping on speaking their whatever doubts that he has, he is telling. Okay, and he's asking certain questions to Muni, and Muni is telling the answers in a different way. Okay, so Muni kept on repeating the theft and murders in his village. He decided to leave the place, but the foreigner stopped him. Okay, so what Muni did, after he finishing his conversation, he started to leave. Okay, he started to leave the place, but the foreigner stopped him. Okay, why don't you offer to me, and I will pay a good price? So he's telling, why don't you offer the statue of horse to me, and I will give you a good price for it. Okay, but Muni thought, okay, what he's asking about the goat. So what his mind thought, that every day he was selling 2 goats. Okay, so his mind thought, oh, the foreigner is asking him to give him the goat. So the foreigner took him 100 rupee and gave to Muni, and uh, took the horse and went. So what Muni did, he left the 2 goats in that place and returned home. Okay, so we could see that Muni, the foreigner has asked him about the horse statue, but Muni couldn't understand the language. So what he thought, he is asking for the goat for a price. Okay, so he left the goat and took the price and went back home. So he happily went and told what are the conversation that they had that he had with the foreigner, and what all had happened, and what the goats have been paid for a price. Okay, and these are the conversation that is what happening. Okay, and meanwhile they could see the goat uh, making a sound. Okay, and he went and saw that a goat has returned. So he was in confusion. What happened? Did the foreigner doesn't want the goat? Okay, he is in confusion. The wife was also in confusion. Okay, so the wife says, if the policeman and comes back and takes you, I will go to my parents house. Okay, you stay here. Okay, and this how the story ends. Okay, and we could see there's a cultural conflict. Okay, there's a cultural conflict. So we have seen the themes. Okay, we have seen the story right now. What are the cultural clash between the white and the Indian? Okay, between the foreigner and the Indian. Okay, there's a cultural clash, and there's a clash between the rich and poor. Okay, and how Muni was in a confusion manner, and however he got the price, right? However he was paid for the horse, but he took it as that he was paid for the goat. Okay, because of the language barrier. Okay, I hope you would have understood the story. Let us move to the themes. Okay, what are the themes in this story? So there are 3 themes I have included in this. Okay, they are very important in this story. One is the cultural clash, and the second is wealth and poverty, and the third one is knowledge and ignorance. Okay, these are the three themes, and let us look into a detailed manner. So the theme 1 is cultural clash between the East and the West. Theme 2, poverty and wealth. Theme 3, knowledge and wisdom. Okay, these are the 3 themes. They are very important. Okay, let us move to the first theme. I will explain to you in a detailed way. Okay, theme 1 describes cultural clash between the East and the West. Okay, there are various differences between the East and the West. We have different tradition, different language. Okay, if we are speaking in Tamil, they speak in English. Their accents are different. Okay, and certain times it is very difficult for us to understand that. Okay, and this is the main clash between the foreigner and the Muni. Okay, okay, this is the most important theme in A Horse and Two Goats. Okay, and in fact the central theme of Narayanan's work, okay, is the clash of cultures, specifically the clash of Indian and Western culture, using humor instead of anger. Okay, Narayanan demonstrates just how far apart the two worlds are. The two cultures exist in the same time and space, but literally speaking different language. The two main characters in the story couldn't be more different. Muni is poor, rural, and uneducated, Hindu, brown. The American is wealthy, urban, educated, okay? Whereas we could see the two different characters, okay? Whereas Muni is poor, rural, and he's not educated, okay? Those in those villages only the rich, okay, only the Brahmins will be educated and the poor are not educated. Okay, these are the traditions of the village. Okay, and you could see Muni is poor and uneducated, Hindu, okay, brown, whereas American is a wealthy man, urban, educated. Okay, and as a good Hindu, Muni calmly accepts the hand that fate has dealt him, while the American is willing and able to take drastic and sudden action to change his life. Okay, each man is quite ignorant of the other's way of life. Okay, and this what Narayanan explains in this. What is a cultural clash? Okay, what are the language barriers? How a language, okay, how the language is very difficult to understand. When a foreigner comes and speak to a villager who doesn't know even an English, but he keeps on talking in English, and he's asking certain questions to the Muni, and he Muni also couldn't understand the language. Okay, but they both are having the conversation, and their conversation led to a at last paid for the horse statue. Okay, the foreigner came for to ask the gas station. Okay, where is the gas station? And that is what the important thing. Okay, but whereas we could see the foreigner is introducing about himself, he gives a cigarette to him. Okay, and he is talking as a more friendly manner, but at last we could see his eyes and focus was on the horse. Okay, though Muni wanted to leave, okay, he says I am leaving, but the foreigner stops him and asks him how about paying a price for this horse. Okay, and Muni thought about, oh, he is going to pay a price for the goat, so he left the goat and he went. Okay, we could see a lot of confusion. The most thing is the language barrier. Both of them couldn't understand what they are speaking. Okay, but somehow they have finished the conversation. Okay, and that's how Narayanan explains, okay, how the cultural clash, how the language, okay, is very important. Okay, so you could see here I have just given you a picture here. Okay, here the black man is bowing to the white woman. Okay, here is the dialogue. Why is she trying to shake my hand? Why is he bowing? Okay, we could see that his tradition is, okay, bowing. Okay, when you are introducing yourself, maybe you bow, okay, with respect, but for a foreigner she is shaking her hand. Okay, but both of them couldn't understand each other. Okay, what he's telling, why is she trying to shake my hand, whereas she is telling why he is bowing. Okay, you could see the cultural clash here. Okay, the western and eastern cultural. Okay, and this what this theme explains all about. The next one is theme 2, poverty and wealth. Okay, what is poverty and wealth? Okay, although they have little in common, okay, the most important way in which Muni and the American differ is in their respect level of wealth. Okay, what is the condition of the Muni? The character Muni is, he is very poor. Okay, he starves for food, he doesn't have a meal to eat, he doesn't have money, so he was chased away from his wife. Okay, and he's sitting there. But whereas we could see that Narayan takes a great pain in the opening of the story to show how desperately poor Muni is, and to emphasize that even in his time of prosperity, his standard of living was still greatly below that of most Americans. Okay. The American takes for granted his relative wealth and seems unaware of the difference between Muni and himself. He casually offers cigarettes to a man who has never seen one. Okay. Although he could see that the man is poor, he doesn't know the language. Okay. The way of dressing is different. Even seeing that the man has come for a help, he just wanted to know where is the gas station. Okay. And that is all his work. But we could see that there's a conversation between them keeping on going. Okay. He offers him cigarette, they both introduces themselves to each other. Okay. That is all is good. But we could see that the foreigner, what he does, he casually offers a cigarette. The Muni person hasn't seen a cigarette and hasn't seen one also, but he is enjoying manual labor. Okay. Okay. And what does he is doing? Complains about 4 hours without air conditioning to a man who has never seen electricity. Okay. He is complaining about the air conditioning that has happened. Okay. His car is in repair, his vehicle is in repair. Okay. He has traveled all for 4 hours without air conditioning, without AC. Okay. See the condition of the foreigner. Okay. Whereas we could see that Muni's suffering from electricity. Okay. He doesn't have electricity, he doesn't have current. Okay. But he's telling that he's thinking about himself so high. Okay. That I have traveled so far for 4 hours without AC. Okay. Without air conditioning. Okay. And this what the foreigner complains to the poor Muni. Okay. See the mentality of the foreigner. Okay. So Muni enough money to open a business. He's not trying to show off. Okay. Though he got the 100 rupee money. Okay. He is now okay now. Okay. Now he can lead his life in a little way. Okay. He can go forward. Okay. You can see the wealth and poverty between the foreigner and the character Muni. Okay. How the wealth and poverty clashes each other. Okay. I hope you would have understood what is poverty and what is wealth. Okay. And many people are even suffering. See, I have shown a picture also. People are suffering for food. Okay. Whereas we could see this man, he's telling that there was no AC. He was traveling for 4 hours without air conditioning. Okay. Without air conditioner. Okay. And this what he keeps on complaining to the poor man Muni. Okay. I hope you would have understood what this theme is all about. The third theme is knowledge and wisdom. Okay. Here we could see how the author tries to explain the knowledge and wisdom is also very important. Okay. We have seen how Muni is an uneducated person. We have seen how only the Brahmins would be educated because they are higher caste and the lower caste cannot be educated. And this is the tradition of in that village. Okay. Okay. He likes to watch trucks and buses to go by on the highway of few miles away so that he can have a sense of belonging to a largest world. Okay. He does not even know his own age. He does, however, have an impressive amount to know the knowledge about the literary heritage. Okay. The literary heritage are the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, which he has learned by acting in plays and by listening to speakers at the temple. Okay. Only these two he knows, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. He knows the stories and he is able to mine them for truth. Okay. And wisdom whenever he needs them. Okay. He only knows the Ramayana and Mahabharata. Okay. And whenever he wanted to use them for wisdom, he will use them as an example. Okay. Whereas we could see the American, okay, on the other hand, has full benefits of American education. He has room full books of that he values as objects. Okay. So he is educated person. Okay. he is educated and he has come for a visit to India. Okay, and that's how he was caught in a vehicle repair without air conditioning, and he cannot move forward. Okay, and this is a conversation between the Muni and the foreigner. Okay, and this how they had the conversation, and we could see the knowledge. Okay, everyone has to be educated, right? Every person has the equal right, but it is lacking in many persons life. Okay, and we could see that also. Okay, we have seen the theme knowledge and wisdom. Okay, I have explained to you in a detailed manner. Okay, these are the three themes. The first theme is the cultural clash between the east and the west. Okay, and the second theme is, what is the second theme? The second theme is wealth and poverty, and the third theme is knowledge and wisdom. Okay, these are the three themes that the author tries to involved in this story. Okay, how the educated and uneducated, how the clashes are happening between the east and the west. Okay, how the language barrier is very difficult. Okay, and this what the author tries to explain. Okay, in this story, a horse and two goats. Okay, we will be seeing now the character sketch. Okay, who are the main characters in this prose? Okay, in this horse and two goats. Okay, let us move to the character. Okay, who are the main characters? Okay, we are going to see the character sketch. Okay, and what Muni is the main character, Muni's wife, foreigner, the horse, okay, and the shopkeeper. Okay, these are the main characters in this prose. Okay, you have seen what is Muni's character and how he's an uneducated man. Okay, you have seen how Muni's wife chases him because there was no food in his house, and how the foreigner, okay, uh, is trapped in a vehicle, okay, because he wanted to go to the gas station. How the conversation is started between Muni and the foreigner. Okay, and how the shopkeeper, okay, how the shopkeeper humiliated the Muni. Okay, and how he chases him not giving the ingredients. Okay, and how the horse was sold. Okay, because of language barrier. Okay, because of language barrier the horse was sold. Okay, and these are the main characters. Okay, these are the important characters in this prose. I hope you would have understood the prose. So you would have understood the prose. Okay, you have understood the story in a better way, I think so. Okay, and we have seen what is the story is all about, and what are the themes. Okay, and what are the three themes, and how it is very important. Okay, and what are the themes I've just recalled. Okay, the first theme is cultural clash between the east and the west, and the second one is poverty and wealth, and the third one is knowledge and ignorance. Okay, and these are the three themes, and how we have seen the character sketch. Who are the main characters? Muni's wife, the foreigner, the horse, and the shopkeeper. These are the main characters in this prose. Okay, I hope you would have understood this lesson in a better way. Okay, your follow-up would be, you need to read the story and underline the hard words and find the meaning for it. Okay, and I have given you in a Google form a question. Okay, you need to fill it and submit it. Okay, and this is your homework. Students, if you have not joined the Google Classroom, please do join it.